Great day, it's Thursday, which means this time is when Brian Duffy stops by. Find out what is going on.
Yes.
Find out what your latest creation and what the inspiration was behind said creation.
Said creation, yes. Well, I thought I'd do something because it's been a really big story lately, especially in Iowa and in a particular part of Iowa, notably Ames, Iowa, and with Cyclone fans. So I thought I'd do a cartoon on Fred Hoiberg and the reality of basketball life for a coach.
That's a very good way of putting that.
Well, it's the reality of college basketball nowadays. Now, it used to be that you'd have coaches that would stay there forever. And in Fred Hoiberg's case, it's a really unique situation where he was born in Ames, grew up in Ames, ball boy for the Cyclones, and tremendous high school and college career.
Right.
But he had experience in the NBA, 10 years as a player, and also in the front office with the Timberwolves in Minnesota. So you kind of had a feeling that something like this was going to be coming along for him, you know. And he's the kind of coach that could work well both in college and in the NBA because he's got the personality to be able to handle the big egos in the NBA, but also to manage them in a way where he'll get the most out of them too.
Yeah, and I think you could definitely see that in the Bulls press conference. Like you could immediately see our Fred Hoiberg. He came out.
He took over.
He took over, and his personality took over, and was very proud of being from Ames and coaching at ISU. And I was a part of a university where my senior year, the football coach went pro. And this was a man we all loved and endured and made us a championship team. When he left, everyone hated him. Hated him.
Yeah.
But you don't see this in this circumstance. People are sad to see him go and maybe a little upset, but for the most part, we're all like,
now go get
it done. You know. So I think that tells you the kind of person and impact he's had on this in this area.
Exactly, because you can take a look at a lot of different coaches that have come to state schools and.
Sorry.
Well, excuse me.
Sorry.
Sorry, you need Kleenex?
Sorry, I had some
all burned, didn't it?
The sneeze came back.
Yeah, sorry about that.
But yeah, and that's an exactly perfect example of what happens. But he has a personality that it's almost Wooden-esque, is what it is. It's like John Wooden. No matter where he went, he was very highly considered and very highly thought of, and it's because of the way that he carried himself and also how he coached. And I think that's what you're going to see with Fred Hoiberg, is that he'll be that type of a coach for a long time to come, because he's rooted in the basics of the game, but he has a very adult way of looking at things.
Well, in the press conference, I didn't realize how many people he knew in that organization. I knew of a couple, but when he started naming off names and how he knew them, and I was like, well, this is like another homecoming for him.
Yeah, the gears all lined up. Everything lined up perfectly. Now we have to wait and see what kind of motor is going to drive it.
I think he's got the motor to drive it, and I think that he's got the players, but he also knows how to pick up players too. He'll pick up ones that people aren't looking at, and I think that's what you're going to see for the Bulls too.
There's a little money ball in him, a little bit of a guy who studies the statistics and the X's and O's and the numbers.
Oh gosh, yes.
And he really seems to know that, and that's as a coach, what interests me most about him is he really digs into that stuff.
Exactly, and he's the whole package, because he's got the player perspective, he's got the coaching perspective, and he's got the front office perspective. So he knows everything. You can't ask for anything better than that.
Yeah. Well, I keep saying, if you would ask me a week ago, hey, do you want to go to Chicago to watch a Bulls game? I've been like, no. But if you ask me now, I'd be like, let's go do it.
I think
it's gonna be fun.
They're going to pick up a lot of fans in the Midwest, and so it'll be great to see, and I think he'll be successful there.
I think you're
wonderful.
Right. All right, well, good job. But next week, when you come back next week, we want you to bring your drawing utensils.
Yes, we are going to do a couple of candidates.
Okay. This will be fun. Yeah.
As we're adding to the the list there. you know, it's almost a full-time job just to keep up
I was
with
going to
them.
say, you're going to have to work on your drawing skills. There's what,
yeah.
like one a day these days?
Just about, yeah, just about.
When
you know.
officially, there's 14 now officially?
10 on the Republican
And 4
side and 4 on the
And 4 on the Democratic
yeah.
side. Yeah, they keep on adding on the Democratic side. So yeah, it's so I've got a lot of catching up to do here.
Okay, we'll do that. All right. Well, good job.
Thank you.
It is 9:30.